Welcome to B School Community Call number 6 or something like that. Appreciate you all being here. Appreciate you watching the replays. Appreciate you keeping up with B School. Is everybody here caught up with B School? Yeah. Carrie's like, nope. Carrie, where you at right now? Where are you at in class? Let me unmute you. Go ahead.
Forgot where I'm at, honestly.
Module 1, Module 2, Module 3, how many? Few
I
weeks
think I'm in 4.
Okay, you're not that far behind.
Yeah.
One thing, how are you watching them? Are you just kind of watching them on your own time, just like whenever you can squeeze them in?
Well, I have a set aside time to watch them in the evening. My day job has gotten super stressful right now, and I've had to be working a lot of overtime. So it's cutting into my coursework. Yeah.
I got you. While the worksheets are important, fun sheets are important, that's good. And I want you all to do the worksheets, the fun sheets, but just listen to the content, so you're in your car, just listen to it. If you're on the walk, just listen to it, just kind of squeeze it in. I always do it when I'm on the treadmill. I just do an hour on the treadmill and I just watch it, and usually pretty much exactly when I'm done with my walk or my run or whatever I'm doing is when I'm done with the entire module. And so I just usually bang it out in 1 hour and I'm over it. If you can squeeze it in, that will be fantastic. But you're doing your best. Thanks, Carrie. All right. So what did we talk about in B School this week? We talked about products and offerings, putting together your offering. She talked about customer experience. I love that she talked about specificity as well as the different, and to get back to specificity versus like really general stuff. And we've talked a lot about that over the last several weeks, being more specific with your products, building content around a specific avatar, because general stuff, general messaging, general products don't really speak to anybody and make them want to raise their hand and say, this is for me. So she also talked about product design and your options around the different products that you're going to create. I'm going to show you something called the 3D model for product creation. Have I done this already? Maybe I did it with Money Mind Academy. We talked about despair, direction, destination. Not ringing any bells for anybody? No, okay, I will show you that as well. But first, let us get started with any big wins, big shares, aha moments that you've had from this week or since the last time we spoke. If you just want to unmute yourself, go ahead. Self-assertiveness. You guys got something. Be the first to speak up. Be the first to speak up. Let's go. Okay, we're not going to start till somebody shares.
John,
Go ahead, Beck. What's up?
I have a really tiny, small win. So when I signed up for this class, I thought I'm going to run this through a coaching program idea I have called Mythic Journaling. And then in the first session, I'm like, oh my God, this is such a stupid idea. It's just not going to make money. It's not specific. It's not general. It's too general. And so I thought I needed to start over from scratch. And I just haven't engaged, the way I'm like, well, when I get the perfect idea, then I'll be able to commit to the rest of B School and do it. And this week I'm like, just work this, just follow the instructions, follow the program, and see what's at the end. And so I'm recommitting to seeing what's available for people who might need this and for me. And so it's tiny, but it's a commitment, right? So, it's a good start.
A win is a win. Small or big. That's awesome. My buddy Clark Kegley has a journaling program. I'm not sure how well it's doing, but let me just take a look real fast. What is Clark's website? Refusingtosettle.com. Give me 2 seconds. No, I don't.
Well, while you're thinking, the way I use Mythic journaling is for any kind of problem that you come up with, your story is what's holding you back. And when you apply an archetypal story over that, it gets you past what your ego tells you is the real problem.
Gotcha.
And why that is, I'm having a hard time doing a specific thing, because it's not about finding love or making more money, or it's really wherever you're at, there's a story that can pull you past that.
Mm-hmm.
So
I dig
and
it.
I have a website. I have a Facebook page where I started posting like little kind of journaling prompts.
Mm-hmm.
And some people I didn't know actually started to follow it, but I wasn't sure, because it's still very general, like what is the offering? And that's why I was really looking forward to this week's module. How do you create the offering around what you want to offer folks?
Right. Hey, just real quick, let me show you something. Maybe this will kind of get your wheels turning a bit on this. So this is Clark's page, and the URL is mybestjournal.com.
Nice.
Clark has a huge following on YouTube.
Warning, do not close this page.
It's funny, like when we look at stuff like that, we tend to go, oh, that's so stupid. Warning, do not close this page. But this works.
Yeah, subliminal. Yeah.
Weird, works. Discover why over 550 others are talking about a method of journaling so powerful it will transform your life in less than 10 minutes a day. It's got a sales video there, copy, of course. Let's see what his price is on this. Because there are a lot of people selling journals very successfully. I know Brendan Burchard has a journal. Mel Robbins has a journal. John Lee Dumas is selling a journal as well. So here's his offer that I certainly want you to go through on your own and see what's.
Yeah.
And then.
And I see that, he's like in less than 10 minutes a day. So I've given this as a live workshop just a few times, and it's a long, in-depth workshop.
Mm-hmm.
But that helps remind me to move off of how I've done it and look at how it's going to actually reach people.
Yeah.
And I can definitely chop that up into 10 minutes a day.
Mm-hmm.
And there you've got a 30-day program right there. So
there you go. And also your workshop itself is something that you might want to start sharing some of those concepts on YouTube. And as you do that on YouTube, you start building up a following on YouTube. One thing that Clark does when he talks about journaling as well as other topics is he sends people to the link below, right, in the description box, which sends them to a squeeze page so they can sign up for more information about journaling. And then, of course, there's like a sales funnel that takes them here so they can purchase the actual program. And so
very cool. I will definitely look through that. That's, and I think about it in terms of the archetypes and the myth, but it's journaling. It's a kind of journaling, and people are into journaling. So that is helpful.
People are big into journaling. When I'm at the coffee shop, I see people journaling all the time. It's great.
Well, that's encouraging. Thank you. Thank you so much. Very helpful.
And so just real quick, I mean, just really pay attention to the sales page. This is a very well thought out sales page. There's lots of testimonials here. And this is for everybody who's in the group right now. There's lots of testimonials as well. An affordable price. I'm sure he's sold quite a few of these. Clark is always traveling all over the world with this stuff. And so there's a Q&A at the bottom to overcome any objections. So again, very well thought out sales page. And so I recommend people not only go there to get a concept or an idea of what he's doing, but also to read the copy and see like what trigger points or what buttons is he pushing, what problems is he solving through his copy and his testimonials. Cool.
Thank you. Thanks,
Thank you. Way to speak up, Beck. All right. The closed mouth does not get fed. Who else has a big win, a big share, questions even? And then we'll go into my 3D.
Hey, Sean.
Yo. What's up, Gary?
So this doesn't have anything to do with building my personal business, but I kind of had some wins in my 9 to 5 that are going to be very applicable.
Okay.
And So my 9 to 5 is I am the manager of a home health agency within an independent living community. And so we take care of old people. And yeah, so I have been dealing with a lot of conflict resolution.
Go back. I just want to go back, and I just want to just make a quick point.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that you changed your language on that, because when you said independent home health something agency, it went right over my head, and I'm sitting there thinking, okay, so what does that mean?
Yeah.
And a lot of times as internet marketers or brick and mortar marketers, we speak in terms that only our colleagues would be able to understand. So I'm happy that you just said, we take care of old people. So that was really good. Go ahead, Carrie.
Yeah. So with my employees, I have been dealing with a lot of conflict resolution, and that I tend to, in the past, I have tended to shy away from conflict. Just kind of sweep it under the rug, hope it will go away. But with employees and building a good team, I can't do that. And so I have had a lot of practice with that this week. Also, I got permission from my executive director to fire a client. And I am like brimming over with happiness at this, because frankly, it is an abusive situation to put my employees into, and nobody else has had the, can we cuss here? Nobody else has had the balls to do this. And so I just have to have that conversation with the client and tell them that they are being dismissed from service. But I can see where this whole week is going to serve me well moving forward in building my business.
That's awesome. Sometimes you just got to let people go. It changes the energy. Everybody feels better. Let's show Carrie some love and Beck some love as well. Good stuff. Thank you, Carrie. All right, let's go with one more share, and then we'll get rocking and rolling. Anybody?
I'll go. I'm not. Is that cool?
Yeah.
I'm not putting my video on because I have a one mask on. I don't think anyone wants to see that. So, So I have recently taken over. There's a meetup.com group for depression and anxiety in my area, and it has a lot of members. So I'm trying to decide how this can potentially fit into my business. I'd like to the leader is stepping down from that, and I haven't really taken over any sort of leadership role before. So I'm trying to figure out, how to go about doing that with, depression and anxiety, and how this could potentially work for, bringing people into, sort of a program eventually. Just like expectations around that. Cause I've always done things that are like behind the guise of an internet, the computer, like nothing in person. So just kind of like so it was an interesting opportunity that presented itself, and I'm going to step forward. I'm pretty scared about it, but yeah. So
good. Do what scares you. That's where you grow.
Yeah.
Very good. Very happy for you, Lauren. Show Lauren some love. Clap it up, clap it up, clap it up. If you're not clapping, I'm going to call you out. Bonnie should give us a little clap. Well, Bonnie's like somewhere else. All right. Let's, there she goes. Okay. Now, before I get to the 3D framework, does anybody want to talk about their offering that they're thinking about putting together? Want to run that by us? Go ahead. Is it Grain? Give me your name.
Grania. It's Grania.
Grania. Thank you. All
Hi,
right.
Sean. Okay, I'm a little bit confused about my offering. So I've kind of spent all the weeks, all the previous weeks being a little bit overwhelmed, because I work on a one-to-one basis with clients in health. So I'm qualified in nutrition and naturopathy, and I'm en route for functional medicine certification. So I decided finally that I would do chronic skin conditions. I would niche down to that. And I guess I have two questions. One, whether it's too niche-y, and two, I guess whether that can eventually be converted to an online offering instead of just one-to-one, because I'm based in Belgium, which doesn't help. It means I'm kind of reliant on who I get here at the moment.
Gotcha.
So,
I think that taking your business online will be huge for you. It's going to help you help a lot more people, of course. I was just telling somebody the other day, when I worked online, or when I started my health coaching business back in 2008, 2009-ish, I always thought, like, why would I want to limit myself to San Diego? Why would I want to limit myself to California? Why would I want to limit myself to the United States when there's, a few billion people on the internet from all over the world that I can work with? And there are billions of people out there in terms of one-on-one coaching. Hey, I only had to get like 8 of them, to work with at a time. So that's totally possible. And if you can only work with 8 people at a time, or 10 or 12 people, whatever it may be, there are a lot of other people out there who need your help, who need your information, who need your programs, who want to get clearer skin. And so if you had some program for them that they can purchase on your website because they've learned about you through your content, you can literally make money in your sleep, and you can help people in your sleep. At the height of underground wellness, I would literally wake up in the morning. It'll be like, PayPal, such and such paid whatever, such and such paid $97, such and such paid $197. That's a beautiful thing to wake up and be like, oh, I just made $600 while I was in bed. And so I think that there's no good reason, not to take your message online to help more people. I don't think skin is too specific. I think like a clearer skin in 10 or clear skin in 10 type of thing would be a really good program to bring people in and get some results. Because if you can give them maybe some stress relief, some nutritional guidance, maybe some detoxification stuff as well over a 10-day period, just so they can go start moving in the right direction and look in the mirror and be like, oh my God, I'm doing these little things and my skin is getting better. And I think that's a program that you can probably outline today, to be honest,
Really?
Yeah, because it, all of us here, we know stuff. We know a lot more, but then we're like, oh my God, I got to outline it and put it into a product. Like, if we were to sit down for a 1-hour conversation about skin, like all of the stuff is there. It's all in you. You just have to put it on paper and then like record it or launch the product. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess because I've done a good bit of work with autoimmune clients. And of course that protocol is pretty hardcore. So I was kind of thinking how, because I suppose I spend a lot of time, not only in clinic, but I'm always sending out emails in between follow-ups just to check in on how they're doing. So I was trying to think, how can I give that bespoke offering in an online conversion? So it was a little bit, can I do it? And then the other kind of thought I had was to maybe create something like a travel pack specific, because I know I get like eczema outbreaks, and I know when that happens, I'm like, okay, I have to peel everything right back. I have to be really careful about products that I use, and everything has to be like, I need to know specifically what the ingredients are. So I was kind of thought of putting a few things together, like a travel pack that people could pick and go and just be safe while they're journeying from outside their home to their next destination.
You can make a physical travel pack if you like. You can also just give them the recommendations, like here's the list, and they can use that. You can also have maybe your free opt-in offer is a product swap. So, these are products that aren't good for eczema, and here are some better ones with better ingredients, more organic ingredients that they can swap out. There's a lot of different ways that you can go with it. But, as a health practitioner, there are, I know everybody here is not a health practitioner, but most of us are. There are a million different ways that you can take your messages online, and we'll get to that when we get to 3D. But, when I was working as a health practitioner, there was typically a flow to my my consultations, my sessions. We would talk about, I think it was food first, for the first 2 weeks, and then we would go into detox, and then we would go into like supplementation, then we would go into something else, and it would just, that's how it typically flowed. Now that I don't need a specific person to be in front of me, I can literally just turn what I'm saying in those sessions into online modules in the way that Marie is delivering to you as well, or, through B School. And so again, there's no reason why you can't do it. And now we'll talk about in a few, after we do a few Q&As here, I'll show you how to put together the program. It's pretty cool. We'll probably go to about 10 o'clock today, max. Okay.
Just really quickly, because I don't want to hog the floor, do I mention specific skin conditions in the copy on the website? Or because I've been reworking the copy on the website all week?
Yeah, you could. I mean, are there like 3 specific ones or 3 skin conditions that pop up all of the time for you?
Well, I haven't specifically been working on skin. I've had such a wide array of things that I've been working with clients on, that I couldn't say that there are 3 main things. But I suppose I would get maybe the 20-year-olds with acne, or
It's going to depend. So is your approach a rather non-specific approach? And what I mean by that is you would work with the acne person the same as you would work with the eczema person, or is there different methods?
I guess in essence, really, when I look at it, I'm working with the person, but I mean, you're rolling out more or less the same advice.
Right, exactly. Okay, so what you can start with is like a general program for clearer skin.
Yeah.
See how that goes. Now, if that doesn't get the result that you want, then take that very same program, that very same information, and make it for acne. And then take the very same information and make it for eczema. And so you have several different products that all kind of have the same information, but it's the specificity of acne or eczema or whatever it may be that gets people to say, okay, that's the one for me. So they get to choose.
Okay.
And it speaks more to them. So it won't hurt just to go, again, just to reiterate, it won't hurt just to go clearer skin, but see how it goes, test that, and if it doesn't work, then you just put it under one specific condition.
Thank you.
No problem. Okay, we're gonna go to Monica. She put her hand up, and then so lower hand, unmute. Oh shit, where'd it go? Monica, you there? Monica, you had your hand up. You can just unmute yourself, and if not, all good. We'll go to Kate. All right, we're gonna go to Kate. Go ahead.
Oh. Me?
Yeah.
Sorry. Oh, okay. I was looking at where Marie was talking about the before, during, and after on the, putting in offerings. And that applies to me a lot because the whole process for the gift selling is like that, has all these steps and things. And what I'm wondering about is when we talked about opt-ins, she talked a lot about testing things out, like try it and see what happens and look at your statistics. And so I'm wondering about when you're doing things like this, like offerings, is there a way to tell how's this working and how long do I do this?
Yeah, there's definitely a way to do that. You're going to be able to see, like, for example, in lead pages, it'll give you how many people clicked on the page and how many people signed up, and it'll give you a percentage. So if you are, you put out a particular free product or a free offering and it's converting like at 20%, there's either something wrong with the offer, there might be something wrong with the headline, there might be something wrong with the subheadline, there might be something wrong with the amount of information that you're asking for. A lot of people ask for last name. Stop asking for last name. So a lot of people ask for phone numbers. Stop asking for phone numbers, like first name, email, submit button. And so, you want your free offers to convert like, if it's like less than 50%, there's something wrong with your offer or there's something wrong with your page. But you'll be able to see those percentages in your Lead Pages account or your Kajabi account or whatever it is that you're using. Sometimes, like, I will test the headline. And so I can do something called split A/B testing, which I think Marie talked about in this module, where Lead pages will send half the traffic to a page with one headline, and it will send the other half of the traffic to a page with a different headline. And you can actually see, okay, which one is working the best. And so you can just always, like, the really, really smart marketers are always competing with themselves. They're always tweaking, seeing like what's going to get this page to convert just a little bit better than the current version. And so when I do affiliates, sometimes when I do affiliate programs where I'm an affiliate for somebody else's program, sometimes the person whose program it is will have like a bonus where whoever makes the best suggestion as to how to tweak the page, which is going to get the page to convert higher, actually get some type of financial bonus. And so one that worked for, that comes to mind, was to put a little phone in the upper right corner with the phone number, like a 1-800 number. And that made the conversion rate go sky high because it just led to more credibility when there was an actual phone number there. Another one can be like for a sales page, some of those like credit card protection symbols, putting those on the page makes it convert higher because there's more trust there. And so again, you're just always competing with yourself, trying to see what works, better than what you have right now.
So it's the same for opt-ins and offerings, how you check that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And so with whatever you're using for your free opt-in offer to create the page, or whatever you're using for your sales page to create the page, you're going to be able to see your statistics and how well it's converting. That's people landing on the page and people converting on the page, and what is that percent when people buying or opting in, and what the ratio is for that. Okay. A sales page is probably going to, like, for us here with digital offerings, a sales page or even some physical offerings are going to convert like at 1%, 2%, 3%. Where we have this expectation, like 1,000 people go to my page, I'm going to have 500 people sign up. Like, no, that stuff's not happening. It ain't. It's going to be 1%, 2%, maybe 3%, and that's really it. I think when I was doing a Jerf Bar, the average conversion rate for a Shopify page in our industry was 3.5%, and we converted at 7-point-something%. And so we got to look at that number. Like, if I didn't know that, and I looked at that 7.5 number, I'd be like, damn, wow, let's convert more people. But knowing that it's, the average is 3.5 made us feel really good about how many people we were converting. That's great. Does that make sense? Answer your question? All right, cool. Thanks, Kate. All right, let's do some more. Monica.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah. So 2 quick questions. I'm specializing in fertility, and I've been watching for the last year of what people want. And a lot of people are getting just overwhelmed by the changes they have to make in health and wellness to, get pregnant. So I'm doing a course. What would your suggestion on being, I would like it to be 3 months, 12 weeks. Do you feel that's too long? Do you feel that people would look at that and go, whoa, wait,
12 weeks is too long. 12 weeks is too long. I think about this all the time with Money Mind Academy. 8 weeks for Money Mind Academy is honestly too long.
Okay.
But I can't squeeze everything into 6 weeks. I think it would be a disservice to the people. I actually want to make Money Mind Academy 10 weeks.
Yeah.
I can't. So 6 weeks, 8 weeks is pushing it, but 12 weeks is too long. People don't want to commit to 12 weeks.
Yeah. So would you suggest maybe getting them into that 6 weeks and then adding on, if they want to continue more? Because as you know, it's not a 6-week fix, like health just isn't that way. So, and I don't, like you say, I want to do right by them. I want them to achieve their goals. So would you do something like 6 weeks, get them in? If they're wanting to continue, then go for another 6 weeks as like a discounted rate if you complete it? Or
what you can do is you can break it into 2 different products. So there's your 6-week product. You love on them. Of course, you do a really good job, and that's what you always want to do anyway.
Yeah.
And when they're done with that 6-week course, you make an offering for them to move up to the next level. So you have, like, I don't know, what do they call these? It's kind of like an upsell to like a higher, to another course, is basically what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah. And then my second thing is, I loved how Marie did like a money back guarantee. After the 30 days, you just have to show your work. Is that something, what are your feelings on that? Because what I want them to do is kind of worksheets as well, like find out what kind of person they are, how are they going to commit, what do they want to commit to. But then at the same time, I want them to be able to like bust through the material if they want to like binge and do it. I don't know. I was just wondering what your thoughts are on like the kind of money back guarantee.
Well, I love the way that Marie does it, and that's probably what I'll do in the future is sales prevention, and
Yeah.
letting them know like, hey, if you're not going to do the work, then it's not for you, and I don't my class. And I think that there are some people who will just literally take your class and be like, well, I know I can get a refund when it's done, and like there are those people who live in this world, and it's annoying, but there are some. But to give them the 30 days or the 2 weeks or whatever it is, and to show their work, I think you get a more committed person who's signing up for your program. I think you get better participation and better testimonials as well. It's kind of like when you're a health practitioner and you're charging, $25 for a session. You just get a bunch of shitty clients to work with, And so you just want to get the right people, because running an online program, even if you have a few people in your program, can be a total nightmare sometimes if you get the wrong people.
Yeah.
You get people who don't read the emails and they keep asking you questions that are in the emails. You get people who don't know how to sign up for the Facebook group when it's right in the email. And it's just really annoying. So you just want to get the right people. And I think the way that Marie does it is the right way. So
Yeah. Okay.
and if you want to set it up so people can just plow through the course, I mean, you can. I think with something like fertility, I would highly encourage them to just do it week to week. You release a new module every Monday or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree. I've dealt with it myself, so I'm really trying to tap into the client that I was 10 years ago who just wanted to get pregnant,
Yes.
but make them take a step back, because if you plow through the 6 weeks, you're still not going to get pregnant because you have to put in the work. So I don't mind them plowing through the material, but it's not going to be set up where that's going to change anything in 6 weeks. So yeah, I'm like kind of umming and ahhing. My ideal client, my avatar is, the girl who just wants to be pregnant yesterday.
I like what you said about remembering who you were when you wanted to get pregnant.
Yeah.
Forget about who we were before we started learning all of this stuff. So go back and think from that mindset.
Yeah. Exactly. And I just wanted to say to, the woman who with the skincare, and how she was talking about her online course and then not maybe giving them the like one-on-one that she gives her clients, because I've kind of really thought about that too. But I totally agree with you, Sean. Even if you're not giving them the one-on-one, you're helping them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like, I have to keep reminding myself, you don't have enough time in the world to give everyone one-on-one, but if you can give them that nugget. And I get messages all the time from my Instagram like that I've never talked to the person before, and they're like, oh my God, you've supported me so much through this. I'm like, okay, cool. So don't like get like caught up on having to give that one-on-one, because not everyone needs it as well.
Not everybody needs it. Not everybody can afford it. All
Yeah.
that stuff. Circumstances are different, and they just want to do it on their own time. So yeah, thank you, Monica.
Thank you.
Yep. Let's go to Carrie, and I'll show you something. All right, Carrie. Oh.
Hello again.
Yo.
So for my main product, I really want to offer group coaching. Working with veterans, camaraderie is a huge proponent of one of the things that is often mentioned as one of their struggles when they are leaving the military. So that group component really is really effective when working with veterans. So I guess my brain got triggered when we were talking about length and length of a group coaching program where we would, meet once a week. Is 6 weeks, is that still kind of like the magic point?
Yeah, 6 to 8 weeks. 6 to 8 weeks.
Okay, cool. And then my brain was also triggered when we started talking about, oh gosh, sorry. my brain is in two different places right now, and I'm trying to be here. I'm really trying to be here for a course. In my mind, I just always thought of a course as something that's like all downloaded all at one time. But then whoever spoke before me said, releasing modules, for a certain period of time. Would that also be like a 6-week period of time?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just like you're doing with B School, you
Okay.
can. I bought a course the other day. There's all 8 modules, and I'm just kind of flying through them. There's B School where it's, once a week she releases something. There's like Money Mind Academy where I teach live on Zoom on Tuesdays, and I do a group call on Fridays. And of course, those materials go into the Kajabi account that people can sign into and watch it if they missed it. There's many different formats. I think she went over those formats today, and or not today, in this week's module. I think it was lesson number 6. And so you'll see all the different ones in there. So there's many different ways. It could be audio only, it could be video. Starting the Right Business, I believe, which is Marie's program, is all written. It's just different modules written out. I think there might be an audio component to that as well. So there's many different ways you can go.
Okay.
There are some people who make courses with just email drips, where the person gets a new email every day, and it's some inspiring information or some detox information or some help information, and they just get it over a 14 to 21 day period. So, and it's automated. So there's dozens and dozens of ways to deliver a course. So it's all about picking which one works best for you. Are you a writer and just want to write it? Do you want to be on camera? Do you want to do audio? It's just like what feels the best for you right now. Protein powder.
Yeah, I kind of like the combination of audio and writing. I've gotten used to being on camera. It doesn't bother me too much anymore. Yeah. And I like to write as well. And that's how I consume a lot of information, both video and written. So I guess I just hadn't really considered a course before.
Yeah. Can I stop you there? So I do want to move on. Watch this week's lesson. You haven't gotten to it yet.
Got it. Thanks.
All right. Let's go to Share. Where you at, Share? Lower hand.
Hey.
Share, go for it.
Hi, can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can.
Okay. I have a question around the marketing piece. So I already have a structure in place for, I have like a YouTube channel. I have a course that I already launched, website opt-in, email campaign. Like, I feel like I have kind of all of the things in place. Mm-hmm. And then how do I get that to people? I sent a couple of emails this week to some bloggers that I follow, that I have followed, that have a really big following, to offer them the course for free. And if they liked it, they could talk about it on their blog. I just don't know how to get it in front of more people.
Do you know them personally?
I know one of them kind of personally, the other one, no.
Before you send stuff to other bloggers for free, establish the relationship first.
Mm-hmm.
Like, make sure, your friends, you should have their phone number in your phone. Like,
okay.
If not, it should be like a sales pitch. Let's see, what else? Or get an introduction from somebody else, like a mutual friend.
Okay.
That will help considerably to give you more credibility and just makes it feel better. I would, for you, you have everything set up. Your primary content vehicle is YouTube, you said?
No, that's kind of a side thing. The content probably is Instagram. Like, the content vehicle is Instagram.
Instagram
for people. I have 306 as of this morning.
Okay, how many do you have on your list, your email list right now?
Only 40, and I've put up things on social media for people to opt in with their Instagram account. With their email address. But what I'm noticing about Instagram is that I'll get people to follow me, and then they want me to follow them, and then as soon as I do, they opt out.
Oh, that's weird.
Like, they stop following. It's like this weird, I'm trying to figure this Instagram thing out. It's super weird to me. So I put in like put up the little bubbles that people can enter their email addresses, and I'll get maybe 1 or 2 at a time. Yeah, it's a area of growth for me. It's uncomfortable. I don't like being on social media so much, but I'm working on it.
What's your Instagram account?
It's CHER, and then it's the _ Anderton, ANDERTON.
And what is your business about?
So I'm a therapist and an educator, and so it's mostly like mental health strategies for living your best life kind of thing. So
in general, like what's the problem you're solving?
Oh, I guess my niche is parenting, and so how to move through parenting in the best way.
Yeah, it needs
too general.
It was
here's my problem.
this module, lesson 5, where she talked about Liz D'Alto. Do you remember that?
I haven't gotten to it. I'm in 4.
All right, yeah. So she talked about Liz D'Alto, who's a friend of mine as well. And Liz, when she first started out, she created this program that was called, like, I don't know, Body, Mind, Happiness. And, you know, Maria was like, yo, I can't let you do this on my watch. You know, this isn't saying anything to anybody, right? And Liz was a personal trainer, I believe, at the time, kind of in the fitness space. And they changed it to, like, get trim in 10, you know, which had way more specificity than body, mind, happiness, or whatever the hell it was. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like right now your messaging is kind of like body, mind, happiness. It's
okay. So yeah, the title of my course is How to Rewire Your Brain for Healing, Growth, and Connection. It's called Shift.
Yeah.
It's too general. Okay.
It's too general. And it's good. I'm glad we're having this conversation. It needs to be something specific. So, you know, kind of feed that to your subconscious mind. Like, okay, who do I want to work with? Exactly what solution do I want to give to people? You know, is it my kids are out of control? Like, you know, get your control of your kids in 30 days. Good kids in 30, or I don't know, something like that. That speaks to that demographic more than, you know, how to become a better parent.
Mm-hmm.
You're in the business of solving problems, specific problems, you know.
How to stop throwing tantrums when my kids are throwing tantrums.
Well, I mean, go to Amazon and books that are for your demographic. Read the descriptions, read all the reviews, and sometimes those words are in there. You're like, oh shit, like that's the one. That's the solution that people are looking for. That's what I want to give them. And it's usually something like really short and to the point rather than general.
Okay.
And that's when your Instagram is going to blow up. That's when you're going to get more people on your email list. And the more people you have on your email list, the more programs you're going to sell. It's all numbers, you know, like I said earlier, you have 1,000 people on, let's say, for example, I gave this at a mastermind I spoke at last week. You have 100 people on your list. When you only have 100 people on your list, you probably have like a 50% open rate, which is great. It's going to get smaller and smaller as time goes on. 15% is like the standard. It's good. So 50% actually open it. Of those 50%, maybe 5% actually click on the link that goes to your sales page. Of those people who go to your sales page, about 1 or 2% are actually going to buy your product. So literally just sold your product to less than one person, statistically, numerically. And so you're going to have to build that email list with some type of opt-in offer that is promoted through content that solves a specific problem, and then you can actually sell them on the course at some point after you build some knowing and trusting. But right now, too general.
Okay.
And then I can barely see the font on the circle pictures or images. Take care of your tribe. Like, I can't see that white font. It just doesn't pop. You know, a picture of your hand on the stick or the shift, you know, not really going to pop just on somebody's feed. They're going to be like, what the hell is that? It's your hand on the gear shift. You know what I'm saying? I would maybe take an Instagram course My friend Samantha Gladish, who is on Instagram. I think she's got a new course coming out right now. It's called Holistic Wellness Foodie. Holistic Wellness Foodie. Check her out, and I've had her teach at my mastermind, so she's fantastic with social media.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yep. Okay. I'm here to help you guys first, and so if we have to hold off on the 3D until next time, we will. I want to make sure I have all your questions answered, though. Okay, Lauren, let's go for it. What you got?
Okay, so yeah, I'm in the very beginning parts of this, but so I'm looking to build a program called Better Than Baseline, basically with the idea that the people with depression are on medication and feeling, and that's kind of, they're just at a very baseline. They're just like kind of surviving. So I'm hoping to basically have a 6-week course that's around shifting your diet and introducing tools like CBT and tapping. So I'm looking to like have the first week be a prep week, and then kind of diving into the dietary portions of that. I'm really concerned about having everything being overwhelming, because I think that depression, when you are depressed, I've gone through programs like this and I get overwhelmed very easily. So I'm just thinking about if I'm over offering or under offering. I'm feeling like whenever I present this, I'm like feeling like I'm under offering, but then having all these other elements too feels like it may actually be too much. So
I'm gonna write your name down, and I'm gonna write Jennifer down, and I'm gonna come back to you too.
Sounds good.
Because I think this 3D thing is going to really answer a lot of questions for you guys. I was going to do this on my sketch pad, but I think I'm going to pull out my easel, my flip chart. So give me 45 seconds. Okay, this might be a little bit challenging for everybody to see. Hang on a second, let me see something. Do you guys see me in a bigger box now? You do? Or am I still in a small box? Bigger? Small? Bigger? Okay. All right, so here's what I want you to do. I want you to grab your paper, and I want you to make a timeline that looks like this. Now, this is called the 3D framework. The first D stands for despair. This is the problem that your ideal customer wants to solve. Then over here, we have the destination. This is where they want to be in their lives. So if they're depressed or anxious, they want to be not depressed and anxious. They want to be happy. So maybe for Lauren, it's sad, and over here is really happy. Now here, our third D is going to be the direction. It is your job as a influencer, as an entrepreneur, to grab, and this is for most of you, I know all of you guys aren't in the online You guys are more of, don't really have, this may not apply to everybody, but there's information that you can pull from it to help you in your business. Now, your job as the influencer, as the entrepreneur, is to grab your prospective customer from where they are right now, from their despair, and walk them step by step to their destination. However, you do not want to overwhelm them with information, because if you do, then they're going to get lost. So this talk requires some audience participation, so feel free to unmute yourself and just blurt out your answer, okay? I want to use the example, this is the example I love to use. As a guy, he's maybe 22 years old, he's slightly overweight, or he can actually just be overweight. He's got shaggy hair, he's got a gnarly beard, he wears baggy clothes, none of his clothes fit him right, he very seldom showers, his breath stinks, he's got BO, and he sits on his couch for most of the day and plays video games with a headset on, okay? Now, this individual, we will call him Dave. Dave wants to get a girlfriend. So his despair is no girlfriend, and his destination is girlfriend. Now, if I went up to Dave and I said, hey, Dave, here's what you need to do. X, Y, Z, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Dave is going to be overwhelmed. He's not going to be able to do it. So let's say on this timeline, there's different milestones that we want Dave to reach before he gets to his destination. Unmuting yourselves, what will be the first thing that we want to show Dave how to do?
Take a shower.
Personal hygiene.
Very good. What else?
New clothes.
New clothes. Okay,
New
good.
haircut. Shave.
Shave. Okay. Anybody else?
What kind of girl does he want?
What's that?
What kind of girl would he want?
Of course, that's important as well. I think Dave just wants any girl, to be honest. You know, it really matters. Okay, so our first thing on the timeline is going to be appearance. So that's going to be hygiene. Is it I before E? I can't remember. Whatever. Hygiene. It's going to be fashion. And it's going to be fitness. So, you know, teach him, maybe we give him a little guide that has haircuts for his facial shape. Maybe we give him a little guide on how to buy some decent clothes, some good jeans, a couple of V-neck shirts, some belts, maybe some pairs of inexpensive shoes and some socks that he can just go to Target and just buy these and be done, and everything fits him. Maybe we give him like a really basic at-home fitness program. Maybe we just want him to walk around the neighborhood, but also some modified push-ups, some modified pull-ups, some crunches, jumping jacks, just a basic at-home program that he can do while taking a 30-minute break from video games, okay? So that's going to make him feel more confident about his appearance when he goes out into the world to meet the woman of his dreams. Now, what's going to be our next milestone? Anybody?
Diet.
Oh, diet actually, yeah, diet will be in here as well. Okay, that's good. What else?
Leaving the house, social interaction.
Social interaction. Now, do I want to tell Dave, hey man, I want you to go up to her and engage her in a conversation, try to get her number. Do I do that yet?
No.
What do I do first?
Just take them out and socialize with other people.
Okay, now this is going to be a huge step for Dave. Dave is actually starting to feel better. He's a little bit leaner. He's feeling better about his body. His clothes fit him. He's smelling good and stuff. And, he's walking. All I want Dave to do is to look a woman in the eye as she walks by and say hi with a smile. That's it. Wouldn't that be a huge win for Dave?
Mm-hmm.
Huge win for Dave. So he just walks by and smiles. And this shows him that some women are going to smile back and say hi. Other women might give him a weird look and keep moving, whatever. So it helps him with his acceptance as well as dealing with rejection. So we just want Dave to say hi with a smile. Now, what's the next thing we're going to want Dave to do? We've got confidence now. We've got confidence here. We've got confidence here. What's going to be the third thing?
introduce himself.
Okay, good. I like that. So he's going to introduce himself. So we might say, hey, Dave, when you're at the supermarket and you're in the yogurt section or the dairy section, maybe you're reaching for a yogurt and you saw, somebody else just walked up. You're going to engage this woman in a conversation. Hey, have you ever had this yogurt before? I heard it was good. My buddy told me it was good. Oh, you tried it? So on and so forth. So basically, it's going to be just have a conversation. Okay? Converse, we'll just say converse. Okay? Now, are we going to have him ask for the number yet?
No.
No. He just started saying hi like 2 weeks ago. You know what I'm saying? The number is a really big deal. He's going to gain confidence by conversing with her, and then maybe a few weeks later, after he feels like, man, there's been so many opportunities for me to get a woman's phone number and I didn't even ask for it. Oh, that was probably dumb. I'm not going to be able to live with myself anymore if I don't ask any woman for her number in my life, so I need to start asking for numbers. And so Dave now is asking for phone numbers. He gets his first phone number. He's so excited. He's really come a long way from being this guy over here, down on himself, thinking that he's never going to get married, never going to have kids. He's in real pain because he wants to have a girlfriend like everybody else. He's come a long way. Now, what is Dave going to do with that phone number?
He's going to call her.
Shit, he's not going to call her. He's going to text on the phone.
No?
So Dave needs to work on his text game.
I guess I'm old school.
We don't call them. So Dave needs to work on his text game. Then Dave, of course, is going to take her on a date. And then he's going to kind of integrate her. He's going to go on multiple dates, find, whoever he likes the most. And then he is going to kind of integrate her into his life. And now he's got a girlfriend. So we'll just call that integrate into life. And now he's got a girlfriend. So I want to show you something. I skipped this part. Does everybody get this? Okay. I'm going to show you something. This is called the Ascension model. Why am I having a hard time spelling today? Ascension model. I think that's it. So the Ascension model of product creation and product offering is this. You start with a free product. So the free product is going to be your, we'll say opt-in offer is the language that we've been using. Opt-in offer is free. $0. Now, what if somebody doesn't want your $997 program from day one? Maybe they haven't built enough trust with you. What could you offer to them? Maybe it's something called what do we call it now? There's different names for it. A liquidator. So liquidator is like, for example, for those of you in the health space, a liquidator can be like a short detox protocol. It can be a cookbook, whatever. And maybe you sell it for anywhere from $7 to $19. And the reason why we call it a liquidator is because you're not really going to make a whole lot of money off of this one. It's kind of like those things that are on sale at the end of the aisle. What do they call them? Loss leaders. And if you're running Facebook ads, you're pretty much going to break even because your Facebook ad is going to get somebody to get your free offer. And then you have an upsell to the liquidator and people buy it, and that pretty much pays for all of your Facebook budget. I hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, then we'll come back to it. So the next step on the ladder is called a bread and butter product. Now, a bread and butter product can be like a product like B-School, but it only covers like maybe the first part. Maybe it only covers ICA and opt-in offer. That's a bread and butter offer. Or maybe maybe you have an entire health program, but this particular bread and butter offer only helps them with detoxification. Maybe this particular program is going to cost $49 to $97. And then you've got your modulated course, and that's more like a B-School type of thing, a Gut Thrive in 5, whatever it may be. And that might take you from $349 all the way up to maybe $2,000 or so. And then you can get even deeper into live events, retreats, which if the retreat is on some far off land or island or Bali or whatever it may be, these live events can be anywhere from, you know, $349 for like a smaller live event, all the way up to $25,000 a head if you're doing something super elaborate. Like I went to a Bob Proctor event, got to hang out with Bob for 3 days. It was $25,000 that I paid to go hang out with Bob Proctor. And in hindsight, it was worth it. You know, to be able to sit across from Bob and pick Bob's brain for 2 hours and talk to his wife and stuff like that. I paid for the experience. So this is very experiential. You have a bunch of fans online. They want to hang out with you now. And so that's the deal. So they come in free. They go to a liquidator offer, something small, to make them a customer. One thing I really want you guys to remember, so important, is that there's a huge difference between a lead and a customer. A lead is somebody on your list who's never bought anything before. A customer is somebody who's paid money. A customer is invested. The sooner you can, the customer is very likely to make another purchase if you have another offer. And so if they come in and they grab your liquidator, your $7 cookbook, your $7, $9, $19 detox protocol, then they are very likely or more likely to buy the next product and more likely to buy the next product. And then at some point more likely to want to come and hang out with you in Bali for, you know, a week. Is this making sense? Can I get like a yes or a no in the chat? We good? Okay. All right, good. So coming back here, how can we integrate or apply this to our customer journey? So what might be our free opt-in offer for this individual here?
I would say just,
I'm sorry, what was that?
I would say just a short outline of, you know, the latest haircuts, the latest fashion. Yeah, I would go with that.
Yes, okay. So you want to give them some results in advance. Maybe it's called the, I'm not sure what we'll call it, but we will call it the, like a fashion guide, or how to look good for her, something like that. A really short, maybe 12-page manual that's got, again, haircuts. It's got basic hygiene information, how to clip your nails, what shampoo to use, how to not use toxic stuff, a little basic workout program that they can use as well. You put that into 12 pages. This gets Dave started. You know, maybe we drop in a few different tips about women just to make him feel like, okay, I'm moving closer to getting a woman. So, fashion guide. Now, what would that fashion guide be? That fashion guide could be the free opt-in offer. Does that make sense? Because that gets Dave's foot into the door. It makes you a credible expert. Now he's on the list, and you can make another offer and also provide content to him so he can get his girlfriend. Now, what would our next product be? We have a liquidator, we got a bread and butter product, we got a modulated course. Now you don't have to do them this way. Like in my business, I only have an opt-in offer and I only have a modulated course. I may do this stuff at some point in my life, but right now I just don't really care because the way that I'm doing it right now is doing really, really well. For a long time, Marie only had B-School before she had the Copy Kit. So it was a 1997 product, tons of free content, sells this $2,000 product once a year and crushes it. Does that make sense? So let's say, for example, we take these 3 milestones and you make them a program called How to Talk to Women. And you sell that on the website as your bread and butter product for $97. So I'm teaching Dave how to say hi, how to make eye contact. I'm helping him with what to say and how to keep a conversation going. And I'm also showing him really cool ways in order to get the phone number, how to ask for the phone number now. So are we all in agreement on that? How to talk to women? becomes the model, becomes the bread and butter product. So how to talk to women, $97. So what if I'm the person who's running this business and my specialty is not texting? Maybe I'm a talk on the phone kind of guy, which I'm not. But what if it's not texting? Gold star goes to the person who tells me what I would do about this milestone to help Dave.
How about some texting templates?
But that's not my space at all.
Oh, sorry. That's
I have an idea. Affiliate with somebody who is a texting expert.
There you go. Who said that?
Beck.
Who's that?
Beck.
Ah, good. So yes, so somebody else out there has a texting product. And so I can sell that to Dave as an affiliate and get myself a 50% commission on all the ones that I sell. So you don't have to be the master of everything. You can actually farm out some products to other people. Then I can turn this whole dating thing, how to go on a date, what to say on a date, what not to say on a date, the kidding part, opening up doors, all that stuff, how to make the best impression in some type of dating course. Maybe I call it Dating 101. Pardon my terrible writing. Dating 101. And that, of course, leads to the girlfriend. Let's say we charge another $97 for that. So I've got free offer. I've got 2 bread and butter products. I've got an affiliate product as well. So we go from here to here, and we're making good money. There are a lot of people who have 6-figure or 7-figure businesses who are just doing that. They're selling tons of these every single day because they're getting, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70,000, 100,000 people to watch their videos or listen to their podcasts or go to their blog every day. So of course, a percentage of those people are going to want to buy the products because that's why they're consuming the content. This is why I'm always telling you guys or encouraging you to make content. So what can we do with all of this?
Put it in a course.
Put it into a course. That's it. That's week 1. That's week 2. That's week 3. That's week 4. That's week 5. That's week 6. And you're done. That's it. And so for this one here, hygiene. Now what about hygiene? Teeth. Nails. Deodorant. We'll just say odor. What else is there? Basic bathing. How often? What to do it? How long to do it for? Stuff like that. Fashion. Pants. Size. Keys. Button-ups. Colors. What matches? What doesn't? Fitness. Upper body. Lower body. Body weight exercises. Cardio. At-home workouts, diet, eat real food, breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack, eat fruits and vegetables, blah, 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 blah. Check this out. That's a topic, slide, 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 topic, slide, 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 topic, slide, slide, slide. The at-home workout is your homework. Topic, slide, slide, slide. Maybe you give him a sample meal plan. Right? Then you move over to this one. Okay, you're going to go outside. You're going to walk. Maybe I help him with his posture so he can actually have a more confident walk. You don't want to be like, hey, you want to have a real confident walk when you say hi to a woman. So this is what you're going to do with your target avatar. You're going to write down all of the things that they need to do to get healthy. You're going to put them in order. What is the first milestone that's going to make them happy? What is the second milestone that builds on the first milestone? What's the third milestone that builds on the first and the second milestone? You're going to write in all of your details. Like, what are all the things that you can think of that you're going to teach that person to cover module 3? What are all the details that you're going to use to teach all of the things that pertain to module number 4? You sequence them in order those become your slides, and now you've got a 6-week course. Any questions about that? Super easy.
How do you keep track of?
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
How do you keep track of where they are in the process? Do you have like an automated tracking, I don't know, program, or I mean?
Well, they got your course where they are in the program. Like, okay, wait. Actually, give me more context to that.
Okay, well, if they say they go for the free opt-in,
Right.
and they get the opt-in offer, and then from there, how do you know what to unbox for them next? Is there something that knows when they do those milestones, or are you just doing, this is week 1, this is week 2, this is week 3? I mean, I'm not sure. I've seen it both ways. I've seen some people, like Marie, she opens up the module every week regardless of where you're at. But I've seen other ones where it's like you have to hit this milestone before the next thing becomes available to you.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's up to you. You can have them have it set up so they have to watch the entire module, and when the video's over, it marks that one as complete, and then that unlocks the next one.
Mm-hmm.
Do it that way. I don't like it when it's done that way. I'd rather it just be released every Monday. But it's always going to be up, like, you have this laid out. I'm releasing a new module every Monday. And it's up to you, the customer, to keep up. And if you don't keep up, you're just going to fall behind, and that's fine. But, you know, that's not on you as the product creator to make sure you know where they're at and all that stuff. Like, Maria's not at home going, oh my God, I hope people are on lesson 6 this week. You know, I hope nobody's on lesson 4. She knows that's on you. Yeah, so all you can do is just provide the content for them because they decided to buy it.
Can you translate this for a product like Jerf bars?
You know what we can do? Okay, I misread that question. Not really. Not really. No, it would be different for a physical product. This is more like information product style. Physical products aren't really my specialty, to be honest.
But you could do something with a physical product just using that same idea of a starting point and an ending point and directing through to purchasing it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, you can certainly do that.
Okay.
It might take a little bit of thinking as to how to apply that to a physical product. But like I said, that's not really my specialty. I wish I could have more of that.
That's okay.
Yeah. I always feel bad when Kate speaks up. I'm like, oh.
No, because you know what? Actually, this you did is so helpful for me because I'm a visual person. Okay. And so it's almost like this, more than anything else you've said, is going in for me, and I can do the translation. Okay. But something about seeing it and seeing lines and circles, right, that opens it up for me.
Yeah, you're a visual learner. So I'm gonna keep it real with you. For health people, because again, most of you guys are health people, it's going to be the same fucking program every time. I'll just be honest with you. It's the same thing. So let's do Lauren. You still there, Lauren? Lauren?
Hi, I'm here.
Okay, cool. So they are depressed or anxious. They want to be happy and not anxious. Let's just do a brainstorm. We can all do this. If you want to unmute yourself, go for it. What are going to be their milestones? Let's not try to put them in order. We'll order them after we get them down on paper. Well, let's, Lauren and the rest of us, let's spit out some milestones.
Get out of bed.
Okay, good. Okay, so out of bed. Out of bed. What else?
Move their body.
Movement. What else?
Healthy eating.
Diet. What else?
Social interaction.
Social. What else?
I was going to say mindset.
What else?
Overwhelmed.
What's overwhelmed is a problem. What's the milestone?
Set goals.
Goals.
Reach goals.
Okay. What else? What?
Feel alive. Feel alive.
Okay, so feel alive. Okay. Yeah, he's okay. So I want to. Maybe I'm asking the question wrong. So, Lauren, you're gonna help them with their diet. Are you gonna help them with any detoxification at all?
Yeah, I'm doing something anti-inflammatory.
So detox.
Yeah.
Let's see. Are you gonna help them with? Do people with anxiety have like digestion issues at all?
Yeah, so people like leaky gut, probably.
Are you going to be dealing with tapping in with like old repressed emotions, you know, like kind of?
I don't feel I can get that specific, but I am going to be implementing kind of a journal and self-awareness aspect of it.
But you're gonna be doing tapping, right?
Yes.
EFT. So if you guys are doing tapping, emotional freedom technique, super cool. Anything else? Stress?
Yeah. Yeah, meditation. Yeah, stress reduction meditation, yeah.
Meditation, okay. Anything else that you're going to be helping them with?
I was thinking supplements, but that's probably related to diet.
Okay, I like that you mentioned supplements. Supplements are one of those things, I learned this as a health practitioner. You don't want to have a full module on supplements.
Right.
You don't want to just be like, here, take $1,000 worth of supplements because you need them. So if there are multiple supplements that you feel like your people are definitely going to need, sprinkle them through your program.
Okay.
Get started on like maybe one or two. Hey, we're going to be eating better food now. We want to make sure that we are breaking it down and digesting it right. So, hey, here's a basic digestive enzyme that you can go to your local health food store and buy for $9. And also while you're there, pick up a probiotic because the intestinal flora, when it's out of balance, is something that could lead to anxiety. You know what I'm saying?
Right, yes.
If you need something else down the line, sprinkle that in with a module, but you don't want to have a full module on supplements.
Okay.
Really quick.
Yeah, definitely. Okay.
Now, anybody else want to add anything in here? What you want to teach them on their way from anxiety to no anxiety?
Sleep.
Sleep, okay, good. Anybody else? Last call? Okay, now, Lauren, for your free opt-in offer, actually, I'm not going to do that. How would you order these? Actually, you know what? I missed something. Let's make sure that nothing is redundant. So, for example, I pointed goals to mindset because mindset would be the category, goals would be something that fits under that umbrella. So we would teach them goal setting.
Okay.
Anything else in here that might fit under the same category? We've got out of bed, movement, diet, social stuff, mindset, detox, digestion, tapping, stress, supplements, sleep. All right, so Lauren, I want you to order these. So walking through your timeline, milestone number 1, going all the way through milestone number 6, how would you order these?
I'd probably do the getting out of bed first.
Okay, getting out of bed, like, I mean, of course they have to get out of bed.
Right, yeah.
So honestly, I'm gonna take this one off.
Okay.
And I'm gonna take, I think everything else is fine. So what would be your first milestone? I'm gonna help them to master their
probably their digestion first.
Okay. So digestion is going to be number 1. What's next?
Yeah, and I think paired with that is the detox, maybe actually. Yeah.
So detox is number 2. Now, your anxiety clients or customers, do they know they have digestive problems?
No. Yeah. So maybe that's not first.
Okay.
Right.
So you always want to start your program with the obvious.
Okay.
You know, and so I'm going to actually get rid of that one. And one of the examples I like to give, and I think I may have talked about this before with you all, sometimes I get my Money Mind Academy calls and these calls mixed up in my brain. But I have health practitioners, and I ask them, what's the first thing you're going to do? And they go, mindset. And I go, no, because your overweight or whatever client doesn't want a therapist. Your client wants the obvious stuff. They want diet and they want exercise. And so for your client, Lauren, what's the obvious thing for them that they're looking for that you can start them off with?
I think feeling better, so that's probably maybe stress reduction.
Okay, so we can start with stress reduction. Okay, good. Now, what's going to be number 2?
Yeah, I'm trying to read that. Maybe, yeah, they're feeling isolated, so they might want to start socializing.
I feel like diet would be number 2.
Yeah, okay.
Personally, I might even make diet number 1.
All right.
Let's call it number 2 right now. Okay.
Couldn't you combine diet and digestion?
Right, yeah.
It depends
Just
on
do it really simple, basics, drink water, get processed.
Yeah, there's a lot of truth to that. I would find that when I was working with my clients, diet usually took us 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And so are you going to have, if this is like your first module, do you want to give them a 2-hour module? And then, including all the digestion stuff. So I might separate digestion out from, because you're working with, there's a time factor here as well.
Right. I just meant throwing in a digestive supplement to make sure.
Yeah. I mean, you can give like some
Something super basic.
digestion stuff like, hey, you want to make sure you're digesting your food, like I said earlier. So we'll just say diet with a little bit of digestion. Okay. What's number 3?
Sorry, just to jump in, I would wonder if that digestion would be like an upsell. So like if you're doing, say, a 6-week course, you've got a lot to pack in there. And digestion, like you say, is almost kind of like the next level, isn't it, for people? They're not concerned about digestion.
It could be. It can be an offering. Like maybe some of these people, they do your program and they're just like, dude, like I haven't been able to fix my digestion.
Yeah.
And then digestion would be an offering there. But I wouldn't make it the offer. I wouldn't make an assumption that they're all going to have digestive problems at the end of the program still.
Mm.
Does that make sense?
Right.
An upsell is like a natural flow. Like, for example, with our buddy Dave, now he's got his girlfriend. His next step is how to stay in the relationship, how to navigate the relationship. You know what I'm saying? So that's more of a natural, like we know that's going to be his next step. For this person, we don't know if digestion is going to be their next step. It could be an offering, but is it part of the flow? Probably not.
Mm.
So what would be number 3?
I would do movement.
Okay, now they're getting out of the house.
Right.
Walking and moving. Okay, cool. What's going to be number 4?
So probably from there would be social, because you're out of the house.
Okay. I honestly feel like I'm going to do something.
I would think sleep would come before social personally, just because I'm thinking they might be anxious about talking to other people. But once they get their diet down and they're moving a little bit, maybe they'll get better sleep. Maybe.
Possible. Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely possible. I do want to make one quick edit. I want to make diet number 1. And then I want to make stress number 2. And I want to make tackling part of stress.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Because this makes them feel like, okay, I've been looking all over for a diet for my anxiety. I've been trying to, this is the obvious thing again. This is the not so obvious thing. This is that tool that really impresses them. Where they go, oh, dude, she fixed my diet, but at the same time, like, she showed me this EFT thing that I thought was so fucking stupid. And now, like, I'm doing it and I feel so much better. This makes you like a master, this EFT. Does that make sense, Lauren?
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Okay, cool. And then we get into movement because they're feeling better and they're like, oh my God, I want to get outside and actually start doing stuff. So that would be 3. Now, I would just say we can actually combine social, sleep, and maybe some other things if you can think of. We can make that like lifestyle. Sleep, social, sex. Maybe it's like 4 things that start with an S. Okay?
Okay.
Make it catchy. So I think this lifestyle would be number 4. Number 5 could be mindset stuff, and you can also like get the mind stuff kind of like as a double detox. Like we're going to detox your mind and we're going to detox your body at the same time. So we get you thinking better, and we're also going to swap out some of these gnarly products that you're using for some better products. Because if you start overwhelming them with the detox stuff, then I think it might be a little bit much for them.
Okay.
And so you'll just call this one detox, mental and physical detox. You suggest different podcasts or different YouTube channels or different speakers like Wayne Dyer or something like, hey, I just want you to start checking out Wayne Dyer, or start checking out, maybe you have like a playlist that they can download somewhere, and they can start listening to that every day while they do their movement.
Okay.
Cool?
Yeah.
And then number 6, I think we're all out of them. Is that it?
Yeah, I think that was it.
Yeah, and then the supplements you kind of, we didn't actually get into specific digestion. Or we kind of hit it here.
Is that with the diet, I think?
Yeah, you could. And then number 6 can be like troubleshooting. So if something like here isn't working, then maybe you have some troubleshooting tips for them.
Could you throw in, like Marie does, like an implementation week as well? You know, give them some time to digest like the first 2 modules, and then maybe that week just give them like motivation talks or extra tips or.
You can certainly do that. This can be like a live Q&A. 6, kind of like a wrap-up call.
Okay.
It can be whatever you want it to be. And so just about everybody here is a health practitioner. This could be your program for all of you. Start with diet. You go to stress. You go to, and stress can also be, so lifestyle can also be like their relationship. You know, how to manage their marriage and their kids and all that stuff as they go through this process. So again, diet, stress, maybe for you health practitioners that aren't in anxiety, you go to a full module on digestion. You do a full module on detox. You do a full module on movements. You sprinkle in some supplements through that deal, and you put lifestyle. So basically, I want to write it out real quick. We'll call these your core 6 modules. And you can put them in whatever order you want. Diet, detox, lifestyle, movements, stress reduction, digestion, and then supplements you'll sprinkle in there. And that's it. Voila.
Great.
And then you just go, okay, what are 6 things I want to teach them during this module? What are 6 things? Remember, Marie talked about overwhelm. It's my problem with Money Mind Academy. I talk for like 90 minutes with very little air in between sentences. I just go. Like I'm working on condensing things down to get into less than an hour. So you can only like really thoroughly cover about 6 different topics in an hour. 10 minutes, 10 minutes, 10 minutes, 10 minutes, 10 minutes, 10 minutes. Then what are the 6 things that you want to cover for detox? And then what are the 6 things that you want to cover for lifestyle? So basically you just call it a 6x6.
Okay.
You identify what those 6 are, and then you just fill in the details. What are the details? What are the details you want to teach them? What are the details? And that's it. You can order them whichever way that you want. Good?
Nice. Perfect. Thank you. Broke it down super easy.
Perfect.
Shit.
Thank you, Lauren.
Thank you.
Thank you all who participated. Okay, so how do I change this? Anybody have any questions before I let you go?
No. That's very helpful. Thank you.
You're very welcome. All right. Last call for questions. Going once. Okay, Andrea, then we'll go Bonnie. Go ahead, Andrea.
Thanks for that, Sean. So my two quick questions. One is if you have any ideas of like some YouTubers or whatever. I know I can look up a million, but if you have any that you like for video, just tips for shooting basic video. I know you've talked about it over the years, but if you have anyone that comes to mind, whatever that I could focus on just shooting, basic video at home before you have the money to get all the great equipment. I know you sort of get into the steps, but
I would look up James Wedmore.
James Wedmore?
Wedmore, Wedmore.
Okay.
You might have some videos on like basic video stuff. Is next week an implementation week?
I think next week's the last week, right?
I thought there were 2 implementation weeks. Maybe I'm totally wrong on this. Okay.
I think just next week is our last week. So I assume that next Saturday is our last.
We'll do another one, a 7th one, because I want to do YouTube with you guys. And I kind of cover some of that stuff.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay.
I think she does an implementation week after 7. You do week 7, and then week 8 is implementation, I think.
Okay.
Okay, cool. I'll take a look at that, and but anyway, I'll do full YouTube for you guys in the next 2 weeks. So yeah, James Wedmore. And there's another one. I want to say it's called Jump Cut. C-U-T.
All right, I'll check them out.
Okay.
And then I just really want to quickly ask, I guess all of you, I'm going to be doing, so my website is not up yet. It's ketoqueen.com. And luckily I bought that 10 years ago. Anyway, so I just want to, so a lot of this website is going to be, I was an elite athlete. I've been doing keto forever. Like I was bugging my coaches about it like in 2008. And so I have a lot of information, and a lot of what I'm going to be doing is teaching people how to be their own doctor, because I've gone through a million MDs and naturopaths and DOs, and my passion is really teaching people how to navigate, because I know there's a lot of great people that mean well, but there's a lot of pretty substandard care out there, even in functional medicine. And I think that people need to sort of, learn how to control their data and their information themselves, because no matter how good somebody is, they don't have the time to follow along with all of your results, and you're really the one that has to do it if you want to get anywhere with your health. But I am I'm also going to do a CBD product offering. So this is a product, and my question is really, a lot of people all over the country have heard about CBD. It's obviously a hot thing. Every day on the news there's something. And my product is, basically we're starting from the farmer. It's all like pesticide free and really high quality and full spectrum. And this probably means nothing to you guys, so I don't want to go down this rabbit hole too much. But I know there's a lot of perceptions about CBD, and I was wondering what kind of for my offering, like I'm going to focus on anxiety and pain. That's where it helped me. And I could do something along the lines of, I think there needs to be a lot of knowledge and information. So I could come up with a bunch of things like the no bullshit guide for using CBD for anxiety, and what, and it's all great content, because there's a lot of, because I can draw on a lot of information. But I guess my real question is, what stops people from trying any supplement? In other words, the whole thing she talked about this week, she had this whole thing on pricing, and she got into like, the 99% of that is your chutzpah and your balls, basically, as you said, and how good you are. She said, obviously, I'm assuming you've got a great product, but then a lot of, I kind of like go into my heart and decide pricing. But I think when it comes to a supplement product, people are a little bit different. Even if it is high end and you can prove that it's great quality, isn't there a limit to what you can charge with something like that? And so my question is, no. Well, my question really is, what also perceptions of CBD, where you guys are, and what holds you back from maybe buying something like that? Go ahead.
We can open that up to people here before I give my take. Anybody want to give their take?
I'll give my take. I'm a naturopath, and I live in the Northwest as well. And, you know, I think it's hard, like when I've tried to do research, because I have a lot of patients come in on it, and I have recommended CBD for some patients. But whenever I try to find research in my limited time, it always comes up with pot. And I always feel like, you know, are people using it as a justification to use marijuana? And are they avoiding using it? And I understand the endocannabinoid system of the reset. And so that's super interesting. So I try to use the endocannabinoid system as a reset and go on that information versus, I guess, going off the individual problems. Does that make sense?
Not 100%. I think not because it's not a great idea. I just want to make sure I'm understanding it. Basically, I think a year ago, my mindset, I'm very anti-drugs, and I moved to a place where it's normal, where addiction is normalized now. So I went from like some hoity-toity place near Philadelphia where everybody's a professional and whatever, and you don't drink a lot in front of your kids. And then I moved to a place where like it's a completely different scene. So I come on here and people are like, wow, you don't really fit in here because I don't smoke pot or whatever. So when I heard about CBD, I was like, yeah, it's bullshit. It's like, it's just an excuse. But what I learned from, and then it actually really helped me with pain, was that this is all hemp derived. So this all changed at the end of the year because it's 100%, there's no THC in it. So there's no chance of you getting high. And if it's a really good product, it's made, I mean, I used to not be able to sleep, and now I can sleep because I have 2 torn rotator cuffs, whatever. I don't want to get into all this stuff. But so I think what you're saying is, as a healthcare practitioner, you were not able to get that information you needed to be able to feel good about recommending it to your patients because of lack of information, or because of your entrenched ideas, just like I had about the fact that it's basically a pot? Or am I misunderstanding you?
No, it's a little of both. Like when I wanted, like patients would come in and I'm like, they're taking blah, blah, blah product. And they're like, it's really good quality. I researched it. And, you know, I had one bring me in like a 700-page book, but it's like, I want to be able to find the research myself so that I can be like, yes, I would recommend this strain. But when you Google it, it's like you find basically just different. Yes, thank you. And it's like, oh, this will be really great. And, you know, whatever. I'm like, I'm not interested in the marijuana side. And I actually use a company that does do a complete hemp base, but they can't quantify their CBD. And then also being a licensed professional, I feel like it's a little sketchy. And that's also part of my own issue.
Thank you.
That was great. Appreciate it.
Andrea, the people who are skeptical about CBD aren't your customers. So just let it go, is what I'm saying. Like, if you want to have a high-end CBD oil, you're going to market that to CBD users. So I'll give you an example. There is California marijuana is legal. So there's a place over in Mission Valley where you can get some weed. It's not the nicest place, you know, it's kind of upstairs and everything's behind the glass and all that stuff. And then but it's cheaper. And then there's 2 blocks away, there is a place called March and Ash that just woke up, or just not woke up, just opened up. And it's really nice inside. It's beautiful inside. There's not everything's behind the glass. Just like the really good stuff is behind the glass, but it's really cool. It's an amazing place to be. You're like, damn, like this is a weed store? Like it's crazy. The prices are higher. But the real weed smoker who wants to like get really high quality product and also like feel like it's like Bloomingdale's. Bloomingdale's has a lot of the same stuff that they have at Macy's, but Macy's has shit thrown all over the place. You can't find anything, right? Bloomingdale's, everything is super organized. I would rather pay 10% more for my clothes at Bloomingdale's than I pay at Macy's because of the cleanliness, the feeling, all that stuff. So there is a juice called Suja. It's an organic juice. They're based in San Diego. There are similar juices that are $2. Suja is like $6 a bottle. They have different demographics. So if you have a demographic and that person uses CBD, they know CBD is good for them. They don't care about all of the stuff that's on Google that's conflicting. They just know that they like it. and they want something that's super duper high grade. And when they go to the website, it's like a really good, sharp website with everything they need, and they're impressed by the design, they're going to be willing to spend more. And also they're impressed by the customer service. They can tap on a button. They can ask questions right there on the website and be responded to immediately. If the customer experience is super high quality and everything about your business, from the labeling to the boxes, like Hello Ned, who was a sponsor on the Quote of the Day show, when I received their product, it's in a dope box. Like I almost didn't want to throw away the box. I was like, what else can I do with this box? It's got like really cool, like natural looking confetti inside of it. And like a really cool, like little postcard inside of it when you open it up. And then you have like this, oh, it's your CBD oil. Like that's what people are paying for. They're paying for the experience. And nobody who's a skeptic of CBD oil is going to buy some super high-end CBD oil as their first purchase. So don't worry about those folks. Marie Forleo charged you guys $2,000 for the course. She wasn't targeting people who were just kind of on the fence about starting up, or not even on the fence, who weren't even interested in starting an online business. She wasn't targeting people who were skeptical about online businesses. She was targeting people who were kind of in already, but just needed somebody to show them how to do it. And she impressed you with the videos and how clean they were. She impressed you with her videos online, her online content. She impressed you with everything where you're like, this is sharp, I want to pay $2,000 for it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so all the other stuff about skepticism, just don't even really think about that anymore. Because you, although you're skeptical, you don't really do drugs and stuff like that, or you've never tried drugs.
Oh, I've tried drugs. I grew up.
Okay, I think maybe you're applying your current mindset around drugs to your prospective customer.
Right.
You are not your customer. So you got to keep that in mind.
Gotcha.
Cool.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody.
All right. Carrie, you still there? Yeah, Carrie, you're unmuted. Or were you unmuted on accident?
We're unmuted on accident.
Okay, cool. Anybody else before I let you go? Going once. Bonnie, did you have your hand up?
Sorry, I did for a second, and it was just kind of on the discounting thing, you know, like when we were talking about the other pricing, and I just worry about, like, I'm a professional. I don't want to discount what I do. And I just worry about some of the pricing, like how do you just get around it? But I guess, you know, you just skip the middle levels and just either do a free opt-in and then do a high-end modules. So I think you kind of answered in the last one.
Just remember though, that going from free to $997 or $1997 or $25,000, there might not be products in between, but there's definitely content and building of knowing, liking, and trusting in between.
Yes.
And so if you're not doing that, it's going to be pretty challenging to go from free offer to $997. You have to become part of their week every single week. You have to become their go-to person with the consistency, you know, with you bringing them information.
That seems better to me though than discounting along the way and then asking for something. Like I would rather give away content that's general, and then my offer is kind of like getting more specific for them so that they would have access to me to address their specifics, and everything else would be, I call it building the foundation.
Exactly. And if that's what you want to do, you can do it. Your business model is for all of you. It's up to you. You can go free content or free offer to bread and butter to retreat. You can go free to $7 liquidator to $1997 modulated course. You can do free to crazy amount of amazing content to twice a year retreats, however you want to do it. It's all up to you.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, last one. Going once, going twice. Have a great weekend. I'll see you next Saturday. Bye.